Hey Royals, this is Mademoiselle Mosley again. I hope everybody is doing fine tonight. Look, there's a scripture in the Bible where it says, "The first shall be last, and the last shall be first." And it dawned on me. I said, okay, I understand it. It's just what it says. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. But I was thinking about something. If I was last in line and I got put in line first, and then if I was first in line, I was put in there last. There's no explanation of the experience because I didn't experience anything. I would just automatically move from one position to the other. That's why I feel like it's saying that the same person that was first shall become last. And once they become last, they're going to be moved back to first. Because to experience that whole experience, you have to know what your position was, and now you experience the disposition. You was once first, now you last. See, you know what it feels like to be first because you was already there living in that mindset. So once you become last, you experience all the in between, the waiting to get back to where you were. But the greatest thing while you waiting to get back to where you were, it changes your mindset about the life that you lived at first. Now you're no longer living that first life, you have become last. So all the great things that you experienced as being first, now you're being last. Now when you move from last to becoming first, you learn a little bit more appreciation. You learn a little bit more understanding about what life is all about. Because the middle experience of being first, now you're last, and being last and waiting to be put back where you were gives you a greater understanding about the authority and the mission that you have in this life when you are living a life of being a first person who is now being moved to the last position, which is called a disposition. So, because it's like this, it's like sort of to me, it's like when you're in a relationship and you're together with someone and you're experiencing this person in the first aspect of your relationship. You know, this person is really adoring you, loving you, treating you right, I hope. And then all of a sudden, you get to the latter aspect of the relationship and they're taking you for granted. They're not appreciating you. They are mistreating you. So now, this is the latter aspect. So now, when you go back from the latter aspect, they want you to go back to the first thing that you were, because now you're operating in the last thing, but your mindset has totally changed. You don't feel about this person like you did at first because you went through all the middle aspect of the relationship and you've come to this last part of it. So the last part is nothing like the first part. But now that you were first and you become last, and you stay in that aspect that for a minute, and now the last you come back first to the first part of it, you got a whole story in the middle. It's like you have that experience. So I don't believe when that scriptures talk about first and last that they would take one people that were first and put them last, and then take a whole nother person and put them first, and it work in that aspect. No, God is talking about the same people. He's talking about taking the first people, and through their disobedience, they become last because they did not listen. Then he took the same people that were first that became last. He put them back first so they can appreciate their position due to the disposition. Now, I hope y'all understood that. I hope you guys get it, metaphorically, how life is when you are first in something, then God put you last in it. He just wants you to understand the middle part of it. Because some people don't treat people right when they're never been mistreated. And I'm not condoning any mistreatment. Some people don't love people correctly until they experience being unloved. So all the experiences in your life is not to make you hateful, mean, and grudge having. It makes you understand the process of life and where you should be grateful and thankful for, instead of being a person that does not consider other people. All you're doing is worrying about yourself. So I hope that helped y'all. I hope you understand what I use metaphorically, the first and last, because it's the same people. The same people.